Just getting started. Okay. Hi. Oops. Hello? I wonder if I'm live. If I am, say something to me in the comments. Oh no. Okay. Am I back? Sorry, every time I do this, I'm live. Thank you. That's what I need to know. Oh no. Why does it keep saying retry though? Keeps telling me to retry. Why is it doing that? God damn it, y'all. Please just work. Has it been stopping and starting for you guys? Because it keeps telling me it's failed. And I don't know. Maybe I should just get away from this window because I don't know what it's doing. Is it working? Is everything okay? Can you see me? It was telling me that it was failing, but I think it was lying today. So I'm just not going to look at that anymore. So now I can't see your chat anymore because I'm scared to look at it. Oh, I could just look at the chat and not me. Nope. Yes. Maybe. This is super fun. I'm not getting better at the technical side of this, but I'm getting better at being less stressed by the technical difficulties. I hope this is working. I've opened a chat window, so if y'all could say some stuff. It's good. Okay, great. Thank you. I'll be right there. I'm just going to start this on Instagram too. I'm live. Okay. Well, that's fun. Hi. Hey. So I'm so happy to be live streaming. This is a benefit for... I should have moved that over. You don't know what I'm talking about. This is a benefit for Familias Unidas en Acción. They are a group that are providing aid to undocumented immigrants right now because everyone's out of work, everyone has to stay home, except if you're, as you know, folks in grocery stores and hospitals and pharmacies and such. Anyway, that includes undocumented immigrants, and anyone without a social security number is not going to get the check from the government. So I'm playing the show to help this group out that they're delivering food to undocumented immigrant families in New Orleans. So please send tips if you can, if you're able, and my trusty guide, my trusty administrative support technician. I'm going to come up with more names for her. But one name you can always use for her is Sarah. She will drop the different links that you can use to donate. They have a GoFundMe, so you can donate straight to them. If you don't want to go through the process of filling out your credit card information and going to another site and all of that, you can just send me a Venmo or a PayPal, or really a Venmo if you want the easiest, quickest thing, and I will pass it on to them. So anything I receive during this show or shortly after, I will pass on to them. So feel free to do. That's my mail being delivered. Fun. Did you hear that? Thank you, mail carrier. I'm gonna start with this song. There were two versions of you who I'd get, I never knew. Sometimes you were kind, but often I'd find the cold rejection left me hungry for affection. And shame on me to mention wanting attention. Anytime I stood my ground, you would pout and put me down. Instead of apologize, you would criticize. You said, I should have known I wasn't wanted, and I left you by those words I wanted. I should have known I wasn't wanted. You would hang around and say you needed more time away. You said I wanted too much and never said I didn't get enough. I didn't even ask you to come over. I didn't even ask you to come over. Why do I have to explain? Touching me when I said no, it's not a game. When men behave the way that they play, the first to throw stones is all breaking bones. Anytime I stood my ground, you would pout and put me down. Instead of apologize, you would criticize. You said I should have known I wasn't wanted, and I left you by those words I wanted. I should have known I wasn't wanted. You said I should have known I wasn't wanted. I should have known I wasn't wanted. You said I should have known I wasn't wanted. I didn't warm up my voice before I started this song, and my voice felt it right there, so I'm gonna... My vocal warm-up is very funny. It requires a lot of spitting, but since we're not together, it's okay. I won't spit anything on you, including any viruses. So I'm just gonna stick out my tongue and make a funny sound for a sec. Hopefully that helped a little. Okay. So that song is called Haunted, and it's about an abusive relationship that I was in. And after that relationship, I was really struggling to love myself, and went through a year and a half of really, really intense self-loathing, which is something that's pretty common after abuse. And I had already been sort of reframing love because, often abusers say, "But I love you," after treating you terribly or abusing you. So that happened to me. And so I was thinking, but that's not love. And, this whole year and a half I'm hating myself. I'm like, but that's not love. Love isn't just saying you love someone, and love isn't just a feeling. It's choices. It's actions. It's a way that we treat each other. And then I realized that I could just choose to love myself by treating myself well and with love. And that was an incredible epiphany. And I wrote a song about it called Garden. All your scars. It is a garden. It is a garden. It is a garden. It is a garden. It is a garden that you grow, seeds you sow. It is a garden. It is a garden. It is something that you do, not something you find. It's never unkind. What's not happening to you? It's something you choose. You can choose who. It is a garden. It is a garden. It is a garden. It is a garden. It is a garden that you grow, seeds you sow. Sometimes self-love, unfortunately, looks like cutting people out of our lives when it doesn't feel good to have them in our lives. And I've learned how to do that recently, and but before that, I was cut out of someone's life, and it felt particularly hard because they didn't tell me why. They just ghosted me one day. It was a friend. And the mystery of it continues to make me feel just like pretty confused years later. And I wrote a song about it called What Have I Done? What have I done? What have I done to make you run? What did I do? What did I do to hurt you? What in the end to make me lose my friend? Was it a felony? My failed to dominate. It made me your enemy. It made me your enemy. What did I do to you? Does it even matter? Does it matter? We are all shattered. We've all been broken. We're all broken, and that goes unspoken. We're shards all together, sharp pieces all tethered. But when we bump into each other, we cut one another. What did I do to you? What can be? Oh, what can please me? I'll always be right. But when I do wrong, I apologize. I hope you come around. But I can't let you bring me down. What have I done? What have I done to make you run? What did I do? What did I do to hurt you? What did I say? What did I say that wasn't okay? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? You're welcome, John. John Calhoun, if you're on Facebook watching comments on Facebook, John Calhoun is with Familias Unidas en Acción, and yeah, thank you for what you're doing, John, and everybody who's working with that effort. It's so important. That we gotta get through this together, we gotta help each other. So if you have extra, if you're able to, if you're not devastated financially right now, anything that you can spare so that people don't go hungry right now, and people can keep their lights on and pay their rent if their landlords are making them do that. Please, you can send money a variety of ways. There's Familias Unidas has a GoFundMe. There's a link in the comments, and if you want it to be much quicker than that, you can send me a Venmo payment, and I will forward it on to them. And this next song it came out of the Prison Music Project. And that is a project that started with a visit to a maximum security prison in California called New Folsom Prison. That was in 2010. I went there for the first time, and I thought it was just going to be one day. Going to play a couple concerts, and actually it turned into a 10-year collaborative project, a decade long. Still working on it, about to release it. That turned into an album called Long Time Gone. It's produced by Anita Franco. And what it is, the album, is songs written by folks that I worked with inside that prison, incarcerated folks, and also songs that we wrote together, and a handful of raps that were recorded over the phone. So the material is super diverse on the album, all kinds of genres, all kinds of people represented, and comes out June 5th. That's another story. This song was written by Ken Blackburn, and Ken is 77 years old. He's serving life without parole. I've played this song a bunch. I'm going to play you a different song from the project, but I just have to pull up the chords on the computer that is filming this live stream. Is this it? Nope. But where is it? That's the question. That is the question. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here it is. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So I'm doing a lot of live streams, some of them benefits, some of them not, and it just when I'm on tour, I play the same show every night, but it's to a completely different audience, and when I'm live streaming, it's new people too, and also a lot of the same people, so it feels different to play the same set every time. So I'm going to switch it up right now. This is a song I don't know as well, since I don't play it as often, but it's a really beautiful song. The words are very beautiful. So this song came from two poems written by my friend Nathan Jackson Brown, who I met inside New Folsom, and then I put them to music. You love to call me a villain, you're making a killing. You love to call me a villain, you're making you love to call me a villain, you're making a killing. Even you remain, tails locked inside, intricate bizzos, tales of lost lives. You trap us in green grass, looks good. Sweating bodies running barefoot. Wild men you can keep, most of us will never leave, but you can't keep out the heat. There's more than one kind of release. You love to call me a villain, you're making a killing. Ooh, a killing. What? You love to call me a villain, you're making a killing. That's it. You love to call me a villain, you're making a killing. You love to call me a villain, you're making a killing. Cool and constant, you put up a solid fight. I rest my body against you to escape the Lying silent against my vicious blows, I remain grateful in your shadow. Though you are a comfort, I'd love to watch you fall. Gamblers are still betting, and you're still a concrete ball. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. If you are just tuning in, this is a benefit for Familias Unidas en Acción, and they are providing relief for undocumented immigrants because anyone with a social security number gets a government check. People who are undocumented do not have social security numbers. We have to get through this together, so if you are able to spare anything, please do send a donation. There's a GoFundMe link in the comments, and if you'd rather not go to a site and enter your credit card information and all of that, I'm so happy to gather all the tips, all the funds, and through Venmo, and I will go and just make one donation. It's a little easier. So my Venmo is Zoe-Bookbinder. And again, that song is called Villain. It is from the Prison Music Project and the album Long Time Gone. I wrote that album in collaboration with folks inside New Folsom Prison, a maximum security men's prison in California. And the album releases in June. And the writer of that song is Nathan Jackson Brown. And he's been out for 6 years now. So awesome. He's great, and he's soon going to be going back into prisons to teach classes about how to prepare yourself for release and how to succeed at staying free like he did. Which is amazing that he is going back in there by choice to do good work. I'm a huge fan of Nathan Jackson Brown. I wonder, I wish I could, he has a YouTube channel, but I don't know where the link is. I wish I could share it in the comments right now. But maybe if you search for him, you'll find him. Nathan is spelled with an E, Nathen, Jackson Brown. Okay, so there are prisons that are worse than the prison that I went to because for a variety of reasons. One, they're mostly privately funded. Privately run, I mean. Privately funded. They are privately run as for-profit businesses. The people inside of them are undocumented immigrants, so they have fewer rights. They're not legally fewer rights, but they're not treated with the same rights, which is not a lot in prison anyway. And also, for the most part, the only thing that they did to get there was save their own life. And I'm going to write a song that I wrote about my experience of working in New Folsom Prison and of working with folks after they got released, because Nathan got released, two other folks got released that I knew in the past decade, and two of them went back because recidivism rates, hardest word to say, recidivism rates are very, 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 very high. More than 70% of people that get out of prison in the United States go back within 5 years. So, oh yes, Sarah found the link to Nathan's channel. Thank you, Sarah. So, where was I? I don't remember. I got really excited about that. Recidivism rates! They're very high, which is a sign that it's not working. If people are getting out of prison and going right back. Prison must not be the solution. It's certainly not helping with crime rates. So, let's change it. Here's a song about that. I don't believe it keeps us safe. Darling, it's all about money. Darling, it's all about money. Nothing is too precious, honey. It's all about the money, honey. Rise, rise, rise. Laying bodies like bricks, building spires. Somebody's building empires, leaving behind a trail of fire. From the ash rises a choir, rises a choir. Rise, rise, rise. Muffled voices through the wall, high-priced paid for a phone call. We amplify as we multiply. So listen as the silence dies. Hear the choir rise. Rise, 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 rise. Just reading comments. Oh, there's a song I want to play. So I've been doing these covers, sometimes covers, sometimes originals. Anyway, I've been doing these birthday messages for folks who are spending their birthdays in quarantine. And if you'd like one, send me a message and we can work it out. If you have someone with a birthday coming up and it's a bummer that we're all in quarantine and you can't see them, or maybe you even live with them but you can't, do something super fun for their birthday. I'm doing quarantine birthday messages, and if it's my own song, I don't charge anything because it just takes me a couple minutes. If you want a cover song, then we can talk about it. Depends how hard it is. This one was easy. And I love this song. I love it so much. In the still of the night, I held you tight, 'cause I love you so. Promise I'll never let you go. In the still of the night, I remember that night and day. The stars were bright above. Oh, I hope and I pray to keep your precious love well before the light. Hold me again with all of your might in the still of the night. Hold me again with all of your might in the still of the night. In the still of the night. Just wanted to lighten it up a bit, just brighten the mood. It's Easter. Happy Ostara. Before I play this next song. This next song sounds happy. This next song is my last song. Thank you so much for watching, and this show is a benefit for Familias Unidas en Acción, and they are providing relief for undocumented immigrants because, like most of them are out of work right now, and they're not going to get government checks like those of us with Social Security numbers. I am not a citizen of the United States. I'm Canadian, but luckily my family won the green card lottery when I was 5. It's wild, right? So I feel very, very lucky, both that we won the lottery, because that's a very lucky thing. The green card lottery, no money involved, you just get a green card. But that's worth a lot. It's incredibly lucky. And also I feel lucky that that I'm white and I don't get profiled as an immigrant, and I don't have an accent. Mostly kicked my Canadian accent, not that that's something that gets profiled anyway. And so earlier, if you weren't here, I was talking about prison because I worked in prison, and I was talking about prisons that are worse than the one that I worked in, which are immigrant detention centers. And I just wanted to touch on that before I play this song, because for me it relates to what this song is about, which is privilege. My grandfather was a Holocaust survivor, and he died 2 years ago, and he saw the way that our world was leaning politically. He saw Trump get elected, and he saw the refugee crisis, and he saw all these wealthy countries refusing people seeking asylum, and it was very upsetting to him, and he said that it all reminded him of Europe just before the Holocaust. And the only reason I think that we're not calling what's happening in the United States, and there are other places where the same thing is happening, but I'm going to talk about what's happening right here in the United States. I think the only reason we're not calling this a Holocaust when there are children dying in detention centers at the border is because those people don't look white. Jewish people look white, and so it's annoyingly easier for white folks and people in power to recognize that as a terrible, terrible thing. And it was a terrible thing that happened to my ancestors, and what's happening right now in our country is also a terrible thing, equally terrible. And my grandfather fought in the resistance before he was captured. And when he told me his stories when I was a little kid, I imagined what kind of person I would be. I especially imagined, because I couldn't imagine being persecuted as, the way that I was perceived in the world. I couldn't imagine being persecuted in that way. So I imagined myself as the person, if I was, let's say, a non-Jew during the Holocaust, would I fight for Jews in that situation, and make myself unsafe, or would I just, do the safe thing and conform? And we don't have to wonder what kind of people we are anymore. What we're doing right now, that's who we are. So if you're not yet screaming about what's happening to immigrants in this country, you can start right now. It's okay. You can start now. But hopefully you already are. And one way that you can help right now is by sending a donation for this show. This is a benefit show for undocumented immigrants, and Familias Unidas en Acción. They are providing food and relief for undocumented immigrant families in New Orleans, where I am right now. Okay, so this next song is about privilege, and I try to think about privilege, in someone who has some. I have some privilege, and I try to think about, I try to think about privilege not as something to be ashamed of, but as an opportunity. It's a responsibility and an opportunity. I can share the privilege that I have, and sometimes it's directly shareable, like money. Wealth privilege is shareable, and wealth privilege is tied to white privilege and gender privilege. So don't think that your wealth has nothing to do with those things unless you don't have those things. It is tied to those things. So sharing that is just a part of reaching equality, because the government's not going to do that for us, as we've seen. So we have to do it as human beings. We have to share our resources and the things that we have access to. I have access to you, so right now I'm asking you to please donate to Familias Unidas en Acción, and you can do that through the link that's in the comments, their GoFundMe, or you can just send me a Venmo and I will send it to them. My Venmo, Zoe-Bookbinder. This doesn't need to be there. Okay. This is Possibilities. Thanks for watching. What have you been that you could play along. That you were born to play this game and you were born to win. What if you've been told you couldn't be wrong, that you would always belong? What if you've been told you could take what you need, that you were born to be free? Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. What if you've been told that you will go far? What if you've been told that you could play the guitar? What if you've been told that you could make money as if it could be made honestly? What if you've been told that you were smart, that everything you made was a work of art, that if you tried you would succeed, and everyone agreed? Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. What if you've been told your ideas should be heard, that your thoughts should be put into words, that everyone appreciates your advice because you were always right? What if when you turned on the TV you thought, hey, the heroes all look like me? What if you've been told and you believed you could be what you wanted to be? Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. I'm telling you now, if it's not too late, you deserve it all and you shouldn't have to wait. If someone tells you that you're unworthy, then turn around and leave. I'm telling you now, if it's not too late, you deserve it all and you shouldn't have to wait. If someone tells you that you're unworthy, then turn around and leave. Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. Thank you for watching. I am Zoe Bookbinder, and this is a benefit concert. It just ended, but this was a benefit concert for Familias Unidas en Acción, and they are providing relief for undocumented immigrants in New Orleans. Everyone with a social security number is going to get a government check, so undocumented immigrants are not. We are in this together. Let's share what we have. If you are able to send anything, please do. There's a GoFundMe link in the comments, or you can Venmo me and I will handle that for you. And my Venmo is Zoe-Bookbinder, BOEKBINDER. Thank you so much, and thank you to Familias Unidas en Acción for all the work that you're doing. It's incredible. Okay. I do other live streams, so follow me if you aren't already and you want to know more about these. I do other benefits, and some that are not benefits. So follow me, subscribe, like, heart, whatever. See ya soon, I hope. Thanks.